Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. We are taking a look today at the Edmonton Oilers clinching the second playoff spot in the Scotia North Division. We'll be taking a look at that in this video. So, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and the Edmonton Oilers are back in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Yes, I did say that correctly. Yes, they are making the postseason. A huge year here for the Edmonton Oilers. They get back into the postseason. It's been a couple years for the Boston Bruins. Still thinking about the Bruins video. They are back in the postseason for the first time because they have been one of those teams where they made the playoffs last year. They beat the Blackhawks in the qualifying round. But before that, let's be honest, it's been a little bit dry in terms of playoff success for the Edmonton Oilers. So, looking at the Oilers, let's take a look. Okay, yeah, so they made the playoffs last year. Oh, they lost in the qualifying round. My apologies. Good thing I looked it up. So, they have not made the playoffs in 3 seasons. And the sad thing is, the last time they made the postseason, they went to the second round where they lost the Anaheim Ducks in 7 games in the second round. That was 2017. They've not made the playoffs since then. And before that, obviously, is the long run when they were doing the oil change. They went 3, 6, 9, 10 straight seasons. After going to the Stanley Cup final against the Carolina Hurricanes, they went a decade without making the postseason. So you do the math. Over the past 14 years, they've made the playoffs just once since going to the Stanley Cup final. So this is a huge opportunity for the Oilers. They're going to have some, I would hope, they would hopefully have some fans in there. It doesn't look like they will, especially with the way Canada is shut down. I don't see Alberta being an exception to that rule at this point, but this is a huge opportunity for the Oilers, without a doubt. And like I said, they're the second team to clinch a playoff spot. They're kind of in their own nowhere land. They will get that second spot because of the fall of the Winnipeg Jets, who are now 7 points behind the Oilers. In 50 games this season, the Oilers have clinched a playoff spot, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are far ahead of them already with 8 points in hand on this Oilers team. But looking at the point producers, we have to do that. Let's take a look. Of course, I forgot to do that part, but the Oilers, we know at the end of the day, it's Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is leading this team. He's leading the NHL in points right now, and with the way he's playing, I don't see anybody stopping him going into the postseason. 91 points, 91 buckaroos for Connor McDavid. He is on pace. He very likely could get to 100 points by the end of this season. Yes, I'm calling it now. I made a video the other day saying that he could make it. You guys will probably see that tonight. But Connor McDavid had a 3-point game last night because he had 87 or 88 points. This guy is just so good. Nothing ceases to amaze me with Connor McDavid. He really wants that 100 points this year. So, Leon Draisaitl has 73 points. Tyson Barrie, third in the Oilers in points, 43 points for Tyson Barrie. They may have to reconsider that now with everything going on with Oscar Klefbom. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 33 points. Darnell Nurse, 31 points. And Jesse Puljujarvi with 23 points this season. Right behind him is Kailer Yamamoto with 20 points this year. So the Oilers have had a pretty solid year, to say the least. It hasn't been their best year, maybe not. But you look at relative success, especially with the division they're in, they took advantage of a weaker division. Let's be honest. We really saw the decline of Vancouver, Ottawa, and Calgary pretty quickly, and it seemed pretty, the playoff picture kind of cemented itself pretty early. I mean, you look at the gap between Montreal and Calgary, the final playoff spot, there's a 10-point gap between those two teams. So the threat of missing the playoffs was not really there, if we're going to be honest, for those teams. But like I said, the Oilers are back in the postseason for the second time in 15 years. So a huge opportunity for the Oilers, and this is a great chance with a team with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and decent goaltending. This is a team like the Pittsburgh Penguins back in the day. they could go on a run. You just never know. When you have Connor McDavid on your team, that's good for at least 3 points a night, and you've got the talent behind him that's starting to accumulate, plus you have decent goaltending, this is going to be a very difficult team and a difficult out in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, how far will the Edmonton Oilers go in the postseason? I think they could get past the Winnipeg Jets in the second round, especially in the first round, especially with how they've played against them. But my concern is the Leafs. They struggled a little bit against the Leafs this year. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey and want to see the latest news around the NHL, you guys know what to do. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And yes, the Edmonton Oilers are back in the postseason.